Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now let me share the screen. So what we are discussing is that how to prepare the list of active transactions at the point of checkpoint start. Okay. So there we have seen that for this example, the active transactions are T1, T2, and T4. Because at this point, in the point of checkpoint start, T5 was not active because T5 has already committed. T3 was also not active because T3 has not started. Only active transactions which process the checkpoint line, checkpoint start line is are T1, T2, and T4. So therefore, T1, T2, and T4 are added to the list of checkpoints, checkpoint L. So these are the active transactions at the point of checkpoint start. Now in the redo list, what transactions will be added up? From the failure, if we scan back, from the failure point, if you scan backward till the checkpoint start, so the transactions which are having the commit statement also in the log record will be added into the redo list. So by doing so, we get that if we start scanning backward from the failure point, we come across transaction T1 and T2 is having the commit statement. Therefore, in the redo list, T1 and T2 will be added up. Now, if the record by scanning backward, if we find that some transactions are having the TI start statement but not in the redo list, which is already being done in the previous step, then those transactions will be added up into the undo list. By doing so, we see that this transaction T3 has TI start, but it has not having the T3 commit statement before the system fails. Therefore, and also T3 has not included in the redo list. Therefore, T3 will be added up into the undo list. Okay. Now the third point says that by considering the list of active transactions L, if we find for some transactions are not there in the redo list, then we have to forcefully add it into the undo list. That means by observing these transactions T1, T2, and T4 from the list of active transactions L, we find that the transaction T1 and T2 are already there in the redo list. So nothing to do for those transactions T1 and T2. But transaction T4 is in the active list, but that transaction is not there in the redo list. Therefore, the T4 need to be added up into the undo list. Okay. Why so? Because you see that the transaction T4 has started its execution before checkpoint start, but it has not finished this operation before the system fails. Okay. Therefore, whatever changes it has tried to make in the data item or in the temporary variable has not even reflected to the temporary variable also, because commit statement is not present there. Therefore, that transaction needs to be undone. Okay, whatever is being done should be undone. Okay. So those will be done in the undo list. T4 is done in the undo list. Is this example clear to you all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this example, what we have discussed with this example, we have discussed for concurrently executing transactions. For concurrently executing transactions, what should be the recovery mechanisms? Okay. Now, recovery with concurrent transactions, at this point, undo list consists of incomplete transactions which must be undone, and redo list consists of finished transactions that must be redone. So undo list consists of the transactions which are incomplete. Okay, and the redo list consists of the transactions which are complete. So undo list transactions are incomplete transactions, therefore those needs to be undone, and the redo list transactions are the complete transactions which needs to be redone to reflect that change into the stable storage. Okay. Now recovery now continue as follows: that scan log backwards from most recent record, stopping when the TI start records have been encountered for every TI in undo list. Okay, so for every transactions in the undo list, we will scan backward, and if we find that the TI start is present, we will stop scanning there. Okay, for undoing for that. So now, during the scan, perform the undo for each log record that belongs to the transaction in undo list. Locate a most recent checkpoint L record. Means first of all we have to locate the failure point, then we have to record the last checkpoint. Okay. Scan log forwards from the check log point record till the end of the log. During the scan, perform the redo for each log record that belongs to a transaction on the redo list, and perform the undo operations which are in the undo list. So just to summarize what we have discussed. So for the concurrently executing transactions, we will also apply the log-based recovery mechanisms here. And in concurrently executing log-based mechanism policy, we'll use the checkpoint, and in the checkpoint, active list of transactions will be recorded in the list L. Which transactions are active at that point will be placed in the list of active transactions L. And in case of the failure, from the failure point, the system will scan backward till the last checkpoint is met. And during the scan, if some transactions is found to have with TI commit statement, those transactions needs to be added up into the redo list. And if some transaction is found with TI start but not with TI commit, that means those are not included into the redo list, and that transactions needs to be added up into the undo list. And once this first and second steps are over, then for every transactions in the active list L, we will check if any transaction is not in the redo list, then we will add those in the undo list. Like here, the T4 transaction was not there in the redo list, therefore we will add it into the T4 list, because the T4 transaction has started before failure but has not finished its operation before failure. Therefore, this transaction is an incomplete transaction and needs to be undone. So for recovery action, we have to perform the redo. We have to perform the redo operations of the transactions which are there in the redo list, and we have to perform the undo operations of the transactions which are there in the undo list. Therefore, in this example, we have to redo T1 and T2, and we have to undo T3 and T4. Is the total procedure clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, just to summarize today's class. So today we have talked about one recovery mechanism called the shadow paging, which is basically does not require any undo or redo operation. Okay, shadow paging does not require any redo and undo operation, because shadow paging uses two kinds of pages. One is current page table and another is shadow page table. Current page table holds the transactions which are presently executing and their records there. And current page table, once the transaction commits, that current page table needs to be flashed to reflect the changes into the stable storage. And Thereafter, the current page table will be pointed to the shadow page to copy the current page table value to the shadow page table. Okay. In case of the failure, the no undo and redo operation is required because the shadow page will hold the previous consistent value of the record of the data. Therefore, just to copy the values of the data items written in the shadow page into the stable storage will serve the purpose. This shadow page table has some advantages over log-based recovery. The advantages are it does not require the undo and redo operation. Therefore, computational overhead is less here in case of the in terms of undoing and redoing operations are concerned, and recovery is trivial because just to copy the shadow page values to the stable storage. However, this policy has some disadvantages also. Shadow paging has some disadvantages. Disadvantages is that entire page table, that current page table needs to be flashed often to reflect the changes into the stable storage, and that increases the overhead of the system. And that can be reduced by using the B+ tree, where instead of flashing the entire current page, only the leaf nodes of the B+ tree will be copied or flashed to the stable storage where the transaction has updated some values. Now, commit overhead is high even with these above extensions. Data also gets fragmented in shadow paging policy because of the garbage collection procedure. Okay. So then after shadow paging, we have talked about some extensions of the log-based mechanisms for concurrent transactions. In the basic log-based mechanism principle follows the assumption of having the serial execution of the transactions. But in case of the concurrent executions of the transactions also, the transactions can be interleaved such that and little bit modified such that it can be recovered using the log-based policy itself. The recovery can be done using checkpoint mechanisms where checkpoint start will hold the value of the active transactions at that point. And it will also use two lists. One is undo list and another is redo list of all the transactions which needs to be undone or redone respectively. Undo list holds the transactions which needs to be undone, and redo list holds the transactions which needs to be redone. So redo list and undo list is prepared as follows. If a transaction is found to be with TI commit statement, then it must be placed in the redo list first. Then once the redo list is prepared, then we will start again the scanning procedure and if we find that any transaction is with TI start but not with TI commit, that means not in the TI, not in the redo list, then that transaction needs to be placed in the undo list. And once this undo list and redo list is prepared from the second step, we will go to the third step where we will again scan backward the log record from the failure point towards the checkpoint, and we will check for every transactions TI in the log record L, okay, active log record L. If we find that a particular transaction is not in the redo list, then we must have to add that into the undo list. So by that way, undo and redo list is prepared, and once it is prepared, the actions needs to be taken for in case of failure is to undo the is to redo the list of the transactions which are there in the redo list and perform the undo operation for the transactions which are there in the undo list. Okay, that's all about today's class. So just today we have discussed about two policies basically. One is the one technique for recovery, that is using the shadow page concept, where two pages are used, two page tables are used, shadow page and current page. And another extension of block-based policy is discussed today for concurrent transactions. We already discussed. So I hope these two mechanisms are clear to you. Is it clear to you all?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you have any doubt, you can post question in Google Classroom. I will be happy to answer your doubt. And I will try to upload the entire class record in my YouTube page, and I will share the link of that for those who cannot attend the class today. Thanks for listening me. So I'll end the session now.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.